Cal.
How's the family?
Felix got into medical school.
You're paying, of course.
Of course.
Well, I know our pockets aren't as deep as yours. Hopefully you'll play nice in the bidding war today.
Oh, Cal, I don't want to start a war with you. We're not interested in a bidding war. We've set the price. Either you can pay it, or you can't.
What Claire means to say is this technology is not exclusive. Everything you see today will be available for your organization with top-of-the-line security to ensure that your data stays secure, remotely accessible, and permanently backed up on a private apocalypse-proof server at one of our bases in North Dakota or Alaska.
Alaska?
Isolated and cold. Easier and cheaper to maintain security and temperature control of the servers. I assume you're underground and using geothermal cooling? That's correct, Ms. Sokolova. Nat, please.
Cal wants us to update all 3 systems on his watch.
Why?
Someone said the color cycling made him look like a disco ball.
Was it Vic or Natalia?
Does it matter?
Yes. Because if this is about function or ego, I have different solutions.
Function. He doesn't need help with his ego.
We can have all 3 accessible through a single interface, but it could create security issues. A backdoor into the systems that would make it much easier to hack as long as you have legitimate access to one of the systems. You could get into the other 2.
Is that a bug or a feature?
Depends on how clandestine and classified you want your organization to actually be in practice.
The watches are inert until Isaac is activated, right?
More or less. Until you're activated and we maintain activation, it's just a watch.
A very smart watch.
Yeah, but without activation and the brick, it's just a watch that someday may alert you to get off your ass and get to work.
So until activation, there really isn't a threat.
Not to security. But they are passive. They are recording everything, all the time, and filling the databases. If he wants his analysts to be able to access all that intel and data, then feeding all 3 into the same repository could be beneficial. But it's definitely not secure.
And what about the other databases?
Like Diamond?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's all built on the same tech. If he wanted a backdoor into their operations to monitor them, it's just a matter of giving him access to their database.
How hard would that be to hook up?
It's 1 server and 1 update, 5 minutes. But it would put our other contracts in danger if they ever found out.
How would they find out?
The same way Cal would find out. They would all have access to the same back door. If they are all from the same root, it's just a matter of finding the right file. It's all there, but if someone gets bored or goes looking, they can find anything they want. If they've got the skills and patience to weed through the garbage first. I'd really like to see the new prototypes when you have them ready. Until then, it's a pass for me.
That's too bad, Nat. I really think you'd benefit from getting in on this early. Be able to shape the R&D.
She's right. It's not a good fit. Besides, I'm not really comfortable working with private organizations with practically no public profile beyond Sokolov concern. I can't imagine your entire business is built around tactical knee pads. I value discretion, Mrs. Ortiz. And I am sure you can appreciate that it's not wise for a woman in this industry to lay all her cards on the table until she is ready to play them. I can. If you're concerned about the data, we can build a private server with biometric security. Only people you've personally vetted would have clearance to access or amend your services. That's excellent to know. Alexander, please do get in touch for a demonstration once you get the interface down to a single component.
The prototype should be ready in a couple of months.
Excellent. Well, I'll let you finalize this deal. Cal, see you at the benefit later.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Now, Alex, tell me, where do I sign?
I think you are really going to like this. For the rural agent, or in the unlikely event that the global or national network goes down, may we present the mobile shade server.
It looks like a briefcase.
Exactly.
That is a briefcase.
No, it's a mobile shade server.
Then why does it look like a briefcase?
Because you were right. Your agents are supposed to be hidden in plain sight, and it would be really hard to justify a warhound in someone's garage, but A briefcase? That's easily concealed and innocuous.
You spend much time in the rural parts of the country?
Can't say that I do.
You think an agent on a tractor with a leather-bound briefcase with a big Phoenix medallion isn't conspicuous? God help me.
Well, when you put it like that...
Make it metallic and lose the insignia. You can put the logo on the screen, but the outside should be blank.
That's excellent feedback, Cal.
If your mobile shade server works half as well in the field as it does in the simulation, this could be a game changer.
We're glad you agree.
Does Nat know about this?
No, this is a failsafe for your agents only.
Good. Good.
There may come a time when you need to cut off her access to the network, and until you can isolate your access, this is an insurance policy against a potential coup.
You're a true patriot.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sure Nat would be willing to pay top dollar for something like this.
I'm sure she would. But some things are too dangerous to give to the highest bidder. Some things should only belong to the people.
Now, I have big plans for this system of yours.
That's excellent, Cal.
If I wanted to utilize your system for 3 organizations, would I need to wear 3 of those watches and 3 of those bricks, or could you put all 3 on a single unit for me?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm looking at your technology, and I see other organizations who could benefit from these tools. The NSA is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to intelligence and security. I have other, more obscure teams at my disposal who could utilize this technology. It would increase my order tenfold and give you and the missus plenty of seed money to play around with.
More private contractors?
Not at all. Homeland Security. Strictly homeland and governmental entities.
And they all fall under your purview?
Of course. I am the secretary.
If you're looking for a more discrete single unit, we could house all 3 on a single system, and you decide which system you want to access through the interface.
Can you get rid of the brick for me?
For just you, or for you and all the field agents?
Just me. I think it's helpful to have the identification on the back. The wrist can be a little hard to see, but that beacon of hope in the dark illuminating your face, there's something heroic about that.
Hostile detected. Hostile eliminated.
Hostile detected. Hostile eliminated.
What do you think?
I think this is a waste of time.
It's just for the field test. I promise. If the results come back and they prefer Anna, we can delete Isaac.
If we were just going to delete it all, I don't see the point in wasting time building an entirely separate AI. We could be investing this time in refining Anna instead of building a superfluous backup.
They've requested a more impersonal AI for the field test.
Did they request it, or did you ask them to request it?
You know how they are.
Fine, but Isaac is not going to be as smart or independent as Anna. I don't have time to do all that reprogramming and recording. He will have to be very binary in his morality. If you're fine with an AI that doesn't get nuance, I'll add him as an option.
I think the users will feel more comfortable with a less human-sounding AI. Anna can be a little much.
You're a little much.
I don't like how human she is sometimes.
Hostile detected. Recommendation, eliminate or sedate. She's hilarious, and she gives you choices. You're telling me you would rather have direct orders from an AI than operational choice?
I'm telling you, I don't think people are ready for an AI that can pass the Turing test.
Sir, I wanted to follow up about that professor in New York.
What professor?
Amherst. His student was trying to seduce him.
So, did he sleep with her?
No, sir.
So your update is there is no update.
Not exactly.
I don't care about some college professor. Is there a problem with the Isaac system?
No, the comms are still coming in. There's still too much data to sort through, but I think we might want to take a closer look at this professor.
Is he sleeping with a different student?
No, sir. He's been giving lectures about viruses resetting the world to curb climate change.
So, kook.
Or dangerous expert in virology who could help nature along.
Honest opinion, Matthias.
It's ambitious, The surveillance technology and capabilities are a clear advantage for both the NSA and the Black Tusk.
Any downsides?
Honestly, I don't know how secure their network is. It would be very easy for them to cut corners and have everything funnel into a central repository. Without doing an on-site appraisal of their servers and security, I would expect other users on the same network could access your comms and intel.
That's very helpful.
I aim to please.
We should speak more after this.
Personal or professional?
Professional.
What's your favorite geometric shape?
A diamond.
Interesting. You know you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite shape.
What's yours?
Technically, it's a plane curve.
Parabola?
Yeah, that's... You're not what I expected, Miss Sokolova.
Why would I want that?
If they can walk on 2 legs instead of 4, they could be more agile and fit through tighter spaces.
Sure, I can see a use case for that.
So we're approved?
How much is this going to cost me?
Not much. We could even tack this onto the R&D budget you've already approved. Claire's really excited about the prospects.
So, this is to make your wife happy.
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
No one who is really happy says that. I see the value for Cal and his teams, but I don't really see the value in an AI handler for my organization. If your operatives are left alone in the field, my operatives would never be left alone in the field. In a perfect world, yes, but we do not live in a perfect world. Go on. If an operative is alone in the field, our AI can take over robotics automation to maintain perimeter defenses. And the likelihood of a friendly fire casualties? Next to zero. How does the AI detect friendlies? Biometrics and personalized ID. The watches. And the bricks. They're a bit bulky. Any chance of miniaturization or combining both the receiver and the interface?
Not in this generation. We are working on combining the 2 pieces into a single unit, but it would require a larger interface to house both components and will be exponentially more expensive.
Expense is not an issue for me.
I think we'll stick with the more cost-effective and tested methods. Watches and bricks. I'd like you to meet Natalia Sokolova.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sokolova.
Cal says he wants us to work together. I think he's just trying to use my budget to expand his little experiment.
Is your organization using the Ortiz robotics tech?
Yes.
You're not worried about the potential security breaches?
With Isaac?
Yes.
We're not using Isaac. We're using the system agnostic from the AI.
Are you sure?
That's what Alex told me.
Did Claire confirm it?
No.
If you don't mind, I'd like to do a security protocols check on your version of their systems. I believe there may be a major exploit that could be a matter of national security.
Well, I don't belong to any one nation. My enterprise is global.
Then there is a potential exploit to your global security.
Everything is locked on a biometric server. If you can access my system, I may have a job for you. Or I may need to re-evaluate whether or not to eliminate Alex from my future endeavors. We can't test the system in the open, so we need to come up with a way to simulate battle conditions.
What kind of simulation?
One that is as realistic as possible for our operators.
You mean like a VR simulation?
No. Augmented reality, but more realistic.
Well, that should be easy enough with the contact lens.
Yes, but I want them to feel the hits. If it's just the visual, we won't be able to assess the real stress and pressure on the body. They are talking about giving Isaac to gym teachers in Missoula. I want to know how they would react in a real combat situation.
You want them to feel pain?
Yes. People in pain will react in unpredictable and dangerous ways. I want to know what these ops will do when they are really in pain and afraid, before I give them live rounds.
We can't afford this.
Put it on Sokolova's tab. She's got the money for it.
You can't keep putting Cal's R&D on the Black Tusk budget.
Why not?
Well, this isn't for her tech. She doesn't want the AI. She doesn't want Isaac.
She doesn't want untested tech either.
Are you going to give operators warhounds?
Of course not. But I am going to let them know what it feels like to fight one.
You're going to make the Black Tusk tech part of the field test?
Yes. We will field test her tech and gear as the AI-generated hostile force and get real-time assessment of how the operator reacts. That testing is for Black Tusk and goes on their budget.
Spend the minimal amount to get this prototype shipped.
I'm working on a ballistic simulation to test the accuracy and effectiveness of the Warhounds.
Simulation?
Yes. Since we can't test these prototypes in the open, we have created an augmented reality simulation, complete with real-time data on the effects of your gear and tech on hostile elements.
And who are these hostile elements?
Operators who we trust and have volunteered to be digital cannon fodder for your Warhounds as a training exercise. The suits we have designed will track all their biometrics, and the data we gather from them will be invaluable.
Did Cal put you up to this?
I hope you understand.
That you're not interested in renewing my contract. Sure. I understand.
And that all the design work that you have created during your tenure here is now property of Ortiz Robotics.
You own everything you don't want that sucks and is broken. Goody for you.
We own all of the designs, so if elements of your designs are repurposed and used in any other application, you have no intellectual property ownership or claim to any designs that you have worked on during your time at Ortiz Robotics.
Okay.
This is not exclusive to designs you've submitted for review. This includes designs that you've developed in the last 6 months on any Ortiz Robotics equipment or on its properties.
What do you mean its properties?
Well, since you were living in corporate housing, anything you created in the apartment is also property of Ortiz Robotics.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I wish I was. You really should have read your contract thoroughly before signing it. If you have an issue with this, you could have avoided the clause in Section 9 or found off-campus housing.
With what you pay me, off-campus would have meant West Virginia.
We wish you great luck in the future and look forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you for all your contributions to Ortiz Robotics.
Sure.
We're gonna need that watch back. I don't even know where you got one of those.
Oh, this? This was a gift from Cal. Pretty sure this belongs to me.
How did the field test go?
The one in Manhattan or South America?
South America.
Good. We've infiltrated the cartel and believe we should have a basic outline of the infrastructure in a month.
Excellent.
The tech is excellent for intel and infiltration. I'm still concerned about the legalities when it comes to civilian privacy.
The Manhattan field tests?
Yes. They've spread beyond Manhattan.
How far beyond Manhattan?
Some of the people at the theater were tourists visiting from out of state and abroad.
Are you still getting new reports from their phones?
Yes.
All of them? Are there any outliers?
One person in the UK did a security update, and we lost the feed. Other than that, everyone in the theater is still active, and the records are being uploaded to Isaac's database daily at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Let me know if anything changes.
What are we doing here, sir?
Testing a new security tool. Nothing more, nothing less.